Hello, hello. How's everybody doing tonight? How are you guys doing? Hopefully, you're having a wonderful evening. It is November the 10th. That's what my calendar says, my little blocks here anyway, for at least a few more hours. Even though it feels like it's super late, it's only 9:20. So let me know if it feels like it's late where you guys are. But it was a nice rainy day here today, so I think that's why. It feels like it's much later than what it is. Plus, the sun's going down at 5 a.m. or 5 p.m. 5 a.m. 5 p.m. every night. So that doesn't help, just doesn't help. Makes me feel sad sometimes when I see that sun going down so early. But welcome to the channel. If you're new here, hi, hello, and welcome. If you're not new, hi, hello, and welcome. I mean, both of you. To both. But my name is Tanya or TitaniumBuilt, and it is nice to meet you if you are new. Nice to see you again if you're not. But how's everybody doing? So did you see how I mixed it up on you with the lives? So if you were coming into the stream and you were like, where'd the stream go? I deleted the other one because I was afraid that with it, I don't know why I did that. But with it being like I made that stream like a few days ago, I thought that it was like so old that maybe like the algorithm wouldn't like pick it up, like send, not like really the algorithm as much as like send out the alerts to you guys. So like I wasn't sure if it would send it out again. So I just made a new live because I was like, maybe it'll send out the live for you guys. I don't know. Let me know if you guys knew to be here tonight or not. I mean, I usually come live the same time every night. So I'm pretty on time. I'm pretty like on it with the time. So usually 9:15. Hey, Ladybug, Mary Beth, how are you guys doing today? Nash Natives here. How's that? How about that? I think tomorrow they're going to have the jury's going to have a verdict in Delphi. What do you guys think? I'm a nervous wreck about it because I've really been following that case since 2017, since it happened. Hey, Mike, welcome in. Hey, DM. It's good to see ya. It's good to see everybody. Moss, keep an eye on people claiming harassment via email like last night. What, really? I'm seeing some cloned accounts, and I have a feeling they're baiting Tony. Oh. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. See how long if you can check to see how long the accounts have been around. All you do is go to their YouTube page and you just check the About Me section. I think it's the About Me or the little magnifying glass. I wonder who it is. People always are like, I got harassed email. You know what I mean? If I get like, well, I have been harassed actually via email twice by two people. I woke up January 1st feeling great. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, after having news in my emails or in my inboxes, but I think that if I were to have one, if it was in this case, if I were to have any email sent to me that was a funky email and I was going to use it as any sort of content, I'd be showing that email. I'd redact a name, but that's it. And I'd even show you how I got there or something. I don't even know how we do that with the redacted part, but we'd figure it out. Jamie's Cowboys, did you see that score? I got off the live and I watched and I was like, well, there we go. There we go. Put me back in. I think I scared Vincent into sleep because he's sleeping now. That we don't watch much football because I go out of pocket. Like I come out of pocket. It's like my father is there, like because you're half your mom, half your dad. And he was an Eagles fan and woo, I'd be yelling. Vincent's not used to that, He's not used to me. Well, I take that back. He's used to me yelling because I'm always like loud, but he's not used to me yelling at the TV. Hey, CJK. Hey, Cat's Life. Welcome in. It's good to see everybody. It's good to see you all again. If you weren't, if I didn't see you on the other live, we did a live on my other channel that I have. It's just called Unfiltered with Tanya. It's a little of the unfiltered side of me, and we go over all kinds of stuff over there. So welcome in, everybody. It's really good to see you guys. Like I said, if you guys don't mind, click the like button. Hey, Southernish. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Suze. Hey, Ashley Higgins. I was wondering about you the other day. It was today. I was wondering where you've been. True Crime Lullabies. I didn't see True Crime Lullabies. There you are. Sometimes you guys help me in the chat. Because you guys will say hi to each other, and then it helps me. Hey, Jenny. Hey, Lori. Hey, Sirius. Okay, I'll get to the bottom. Actually, it doesn't matter, This is sleeping. We have all the time in the world, and I have much to do other than go to bed after this, I like the tree. Yeah, the tree. But Nash Native, you make me want to start decorating. Everybody makes me want to start decorating. You think he's innocent, Ladybug? I don't know. I don't know what I think. I think that they got the right guy. I do think that. Do I think that the cops had it? No. They didn't do a very good investigation by any means. I don't know why they didn't stop themselves when they there was plenty of opportunities to stop yourself and say this is too big for us. But were they too scared to do that? We don't want other people to think that we can't do this. I don't know. I mean, there's no excuse. If you need help, you need help, especially when it comes to unaliving of two little girls, But I don't know. It's just so weird. And then I heard that what's his name? Doug Carter. I heard he was on the stand for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, what? I would have had him on the stand for a whole day, if not longer. He was like the front man of the whole investigation, it seemed like. So why, I would have think that he would have been on a little bit longer. So here comes the mood. Hey, Lori. Okay, I'm going to get to the bottom. Snail mucin. I love it. Actually, just put I actually have some over here. I got some from I have underneath my eyes for at night. And then I got the little roller ball. And I'm never going back. Hey, T-Dub. Who knows? Next year it'll be something I don't even want to know. Vincent's up. What? Nice or no way? No, you did it. No, you had to buy tickets. Like, nuh-uh. Where? How'd you do it? What? Hey, SS. So what? I didn't know that. If you're asking me, I'm doing good. How are you guys? Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, y'all. Like that. Oh, I love that you guys are here. State botched it. Yeah, they really did. Like, I wouldn't, so, like, I guess I should say I wouldn't be upset. I don't want to be. I want these little girls to get justice. Like, I was watching a video. Let me see how long ago this was from. I still have it up because I want to watch it. If we don't watch it together, I still want to watch it. I don't know if it would, it's by WRTV Indianapolis. I don't know if they would clip me or anything, but it was from 7 years ago. And it had me, how long in? 3 minutes in, and I already had tears in my eyes because of Abby's mom. It's just so sad, Yeah, if he's not convicted, there'll never be justice, yeah. But so it's like, if it's not him, then who would it be? I have questions about it, So my biggest question is well, actually it's not my biggest. I got a lot of questions that are bigger, I'm sure. But what made Libby take her phone out and start recording him? Because they said in court, we've heard from all these people that were inside of the courtroom, they were saying that they saw I don't know if they got to see the actual video, if it was stills, but I think it was the video. And he was like super far away where they had to like zoom in on him to even see that he was there. So do you think that Libby already had her phone out and she was recording maybe Abby? Or could he have possibly been on the bridge on the other end? Okay, so this is the end. This is the bridge, we'll say. This is the end that they're unalived off of. And this is the end they come on, right? What if he was already on the bridge, like down here? They get up on the bridge like halfway. They see him. Maybe he's duck, maybe he's like out on one of those planks. They don't really see him because there is a lot of foliage right there. Well, it had been February though. But maybe he steps back and he walks walks beside them. And then when he walks beside them, he's going back towards this way. And then maybe he just turns back around. And that's what makes her take her phone out and start recording him. Because she's thinking, okay, well, he already passed me. He passed us. Why is he coming back this way? I don't know. I just want to know what made her take her phone out. I wish we would know that. I really wish we would know what made her like. Suze, you're from Ohio? Me too. I'm like, how about that? But I do have some stuff on here about yeah, Dark Soul is hollow. Yeah. I don't know. Him, the whole like 61 time confessions and stuff too. I don't know. I can't get that out of my head. Yeah, that's true. Didn't he? Yeah, that's true. I'm just trying to think of like, what would make her take her phone out? That bridge, I've been beside it. I haven't been on the bridge. I've been on the new bridge. That's beside new bridge, old bridge. But I wouldn't have been able to do it. I'm so surprised that they were just, and I'm surprised like everybody would just walk out on there. It is so high up. Like if you fall, you're getting hurt like really bad, if not like killed. It's missing like pieces of wood. Now I can see the kids doing it because, kids are crazy, but bridge guy, whoever bridge guy is, why would you want to go out there? You look like you're in your 40s or so. I don't know. That's taking a risk. True crime lullabies, it is scary. Like terrifying. And when we were there in September, so the foliage was a little bit different and stuff, but we passed like two guys walking, like, single guys, just one here and then one, a few minutes later. And we saw like two women and they were pushing up, stroller. And they might have had a little one with them. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But we really didn't see a whole lot of people out there. Me too, Suze. We're like really close. We're like super close. Look at that. Yeah, we're like super close. But if you live there your whole life, you'd be used to it. The bridge? Maybe. No. I would still crawl across that. I'm afraid of heights. I'm terrified. I was going to go across it. Like when I was going to do it. I was like, I'm going to do it for them. If they can go across it, I can go across it. And then we went to go up there. We went to go over there. It's like 3.5 hours away. And we went, and they had half of it was redone. It was a brand new bridge. So that made me feel a little better. But I don't see somebody just going out there, stepping out on that platform like he said he did, right? To look at the fish and to look at the time clicker on the stock market, I would fall off the bridge. I mean, my depth perception's terrible. That could be why, but I don't know. I just don't see, why you would stand out there on the trestle or like on that trestle bridge, but maybe we'll never know. So, this is it. Okay. I was like, where did it go? I figured we would be hitting Delphi up. So I'm going to pull up some stuff for Delphi. Hey, Greg, how are you doing? Okay. So I haven't listened to anything Delphi since Thursday, I think Thursday or Friday. I've heard like here and there, like rumblings and stuff, but I haven't they haven't really said anything because, the jury's been in deliberations, but, and they haven't, as far as I know, they've asked a couple questions, but not too much. We don't really know what they're doing in there, but like when they were sitting, in the courtroom, I heard they were asking some good questions. So we'll see. I think it's always a good thing when a jury is there and they're asking questions, because that means they're paying attention and they're like, they want to know, in my opinion. Hopefully they come back with a verdict tomorrow. I don't know. I can't imagine these family members going through any more days of just waiting. This has to be agony, like all over again. Now, I wonder what they think. I wonder if they feel that he did this. So, I don't know. Okay. So we will listen to this and then we'll go through this little article, because it's like, it says everything to know like about this case, the Delphi case, as we await the verdict. It looks like they're going to do is that a Hulu special? Yeah, it looks like a Hulu. I don't know if Hulu's cool with us or not. We can stream a lot of stuff, it seems like, but there's a couple that we can't.
Indiana made national headlines 7 years ago after the murders of two teenage girls in broad daylight.
And those girls were walking along the popular Monon Trail when prosecutors say a local husband and father.
Okay, I got to point out her shoes. What's going on with these things? Hold on. What's going on with these shoes?
Killed them. His trial now wrapping up, closing our.
They're like bedazzled.
Arguments getting underway inside that Indiana courtroom today. ABC's Ashin Singh exploring that case.
Now to the murder trial of Richard Allen, accused of killing two teenage girls in Delphi, Indiana, back in 2017.
Opening statements are set to get underway.
His lawyers claim shoddy police work puts the evidence in doubt.
It's the case that gripped the world.
This was one of those that the moment it happened, people became obsessed with it.
Two 8th grade girls disappear on a hike in the tiny town of Delphi, Indiana.
The girls were dropped off on this trail for what was supposed to be a hike and a fun afternoon.
What came next? A horrific double murder.
I'm just going to pause it for just a minute because I am going to use, just so I can use fair use. Because sometimes when they play that music in the background, it gets you. I hate that. Look at this guy. I got him on a bad freeze. Sorry about that, guy.
Broad daylight that would shatter this community.
The city of 3000 is on edge. Two bodies found.
3000,
no one in
wow.
custody.
The bodies have been positively identified as Abigail J. Williams, 13, of the Delphi area, and Liberty Rose Lynn German, 14. This is considered a double homicide investigation.
Now the trial unfolding before the world.
Everyone and anyone. Mainstream media is trying to get in. YouTubers are trying to get in. Locals.
Wait. Hold on.
Now the trial unfolding before the world.
Everyone and anyone. Mainstream media is trying to get in.
This guy with the blonde hair. He's the guy that was in the video that I was talking about with Seth Rogers on Seth's community tab. He's the guy that did that report on that video. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. The Bajorn files. He does like conspiracies and stuff, I guess. I don't know. That's what he says channel's about. So
YouTubers are trying to get in. Locals,
I swear that was him.
are trying to get in.
Is this man the Delphi killer?
I personally think that maybe like the locals should have maybe the first seats and then YouTubers maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying. I guess whoever gets there first, but I mean, it was like a concert out there. They were literally, people were out there with tents sleeping. There was this one lady, right? I think she was, it looked like, it could have been just a chair, but it looked like a wheelchair, but maybe it was just a regular chair, but she's all bundled up and she was standing out there. And I thought it was for like a seat for herself. She was out there at midnight, like the night before or something crazy, right? It was for her, like the anchor. It wasn't even for anybody for her. It was like for the anchor of the show. So I guess that he could look good, getting the hair and makeup done while she sits out in the cold waiting to get in. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I was like, can they even do this? Can we hold seats? I would be so mad if someone was holding a seat. I'd be like one of the crazy concert people. I'd be like, we're not doing that around here. You're either in the cold with us or you're not going in.
Who would be so barbaric? Who would kill 2 teenage girls?
Will there finally be justice after a frantic 5-year search for the murderer? Tens of thousands of tips pouring in? And a critical piece of evidence. Video recorded by one of the girls pointing directly to a suspect.
For a long time, the question was, who is Bridge Guy? A lot of people in town thought they recognized him.
Here he is. Delphi, that's the guy. Can you find the guy?
We have his face, his voice, his image, the way he walks, what he sounds like.
This bridge is like really high up. He was right about there.
They just showed it, the one that they were walking on. I could show you my video too. It's on my page. But this is the new bridge. And this is pretty much all of it. Because right here where the brown is, that's where the cameras are positioned. Sorry, I was putting eye drops in. My eyes were really super dry. Hey, it's flu season. Okay,
image, the way he walks, what he sounds like.
This bridge is like really high up. He was right about there.
In its wake, a true crime frenzy.
Some really interesting, pretty disturbing stuff. I've got some pictures.
Armchair detectives trying to solve what happened to Abby and Libby.
There was obvious blood around this tree.
Every twist and turn in the case, ramping up the mystery.
Just how gruesome was this when you saw the images?
It was horrific.
We start to hear some of the details of what exactly happened to the girls. They were found in a pool of blood, that there was a bullet found in between both girls.
Were there clues hiding in plain sight?
Everybody became a suspect. I mean, everybody.
And Ashin joins us now. The question at this point is, what's next in this case?
Yeah, Eva, Richard Allen's defense team has pled not guilty to the murders, but it feels like the trial has finally come to a head here after weeks of testimony. The defense is finally rested, and prosecutors and defense attorneys will give closing arguments today. And then the case will go to the jury for a verdict that the town of Delphi has waited for more than 7 years now.
It's been a long time. I remember this story here.
Yeah, and those families.
And the media circus that's descended on this town of less than 3,000 people, it's unbelievable.
All right. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And by the way, you can catch the latest episode of Impact by Nightline. Who is the Delphi?
Okay. I was trying to get out of I was trying to get out of poll before that ended, but I want to skip out that anyway. So okay. I had 3 seconds, so we did good. Basically, I'll read through this. It's going to give us a little bit more details. I think what do you think I don't know. Does it make a difference that you saw the picture of Richard Allen in the correctional facility? like when he was like skin and bones from like, not eating and all the things. If you were to wipe that picture out of your mind, right? Would you still feel the same way about him that you do? Like if you do think that he's not guilty. I'm just curious, and is it because you guys think he's not guilty because of the state failed to prove their case? Do you think that he's not guilty because of something else? Do you think because of the only direct like evidence that they really have is that bullet? But it was cycled through his weapon, so that is pretty damning evidence. He says that no one's messed with that weapon, that only he's had it. So let me know what you guys think. They botched the investigation. They did. Sorry, my cheek is like, ooh, itching so bad. So Ringo, I heard that I didn't hear if court was open or closed, but I heard that. So what I think is happening is if they get, I don't know how this would work because they would need like court staff, but if they get if they come back with a verdict, like they'll go in tomorrow. I don't know. I'm not for sure though. Let's see if it says anything if you look it up. Like, are courts open tomorrow in Indiana? Yeah. They're typically, oh no, hold on. It just says except for state holidays. I don't know if that's a state holiday. I'm assuming it is. State holidays. Isn't it Veterans Day tomorrow? It says that that's a holiday. Monday, November the 11th. So I'm not sure because they were making it sound like if they had a I'm hoping that I'll go back through that because I was listening to so much stuff today about like this case. I'm hoping that I read it. That like it's something that I read that I have something like to share with you guys. It'll give us a little more understanding because it said something along the lines like if they had like a verdict, they were going to go in, or like the case might be over tomorrow. It was said something like along those lines, but maybe people aren't thinking about it being a holiday and people were just getting, excited thinking that they might have a verdict. So the fate of the Delphi, Indiana man accused of unaliving 2 girls on a hiking trail is now in the hands of the jury following a trial that revealed new details in the mysterious case. Richard Allen pled not guilty to the murders of best friends Abby Williams and Libby German. Now, did you expect his wife to take the stand, or did you expect anybody to take the stand that didn't take the stand? I kind of expected his wife to maybe go up there to be like a character witness, but then again, they could have opened her up to cross-examination, and who knows what the prosecution would have said to her. But it says the crime gained national attention when police released an image of the suspect and clip of his voice recording of him saying "down the hill," which was recovered from Libby's phone. Allen admitted to being on the trail the day of the murders, but denied involvement. Yeah, he did. Here's a look at trial's major takeaways. How the girls died. So for more than 7 years, investigators stayed tight-lipped about how the girls were killed, not revealing if their deaths were caused by a knife, a gun, or some other weapon, and not disclosing if they were SA'd. Now, people had their assumptions. They had at one point, crime scene picture leak. So they had, their assumptions about what happened, but they didn't know. Then prosecutor Nick McClellan revealed in his opening statement that the girls' throats were cut. Pathologist Dr. Roland Carr, who performed the autopsies, testified that Abby had a 1-inch deep, 3-inch long incision wound on her neck. Now, to me, that's a pretty decent sized wound, right? But compared to Libby's, it's nothing, you know? Also, let me know what you guys think about this when I read it to you. Libby had several incision wounds on the right side of her neck. So, with the largest being about 3.5 inches long. Now, I don't know which way the girls were facing when they were unalived, and this might be kind of graphic, but I would have thought that they would have been facing the opposite or the same way as me. Like behind. If that's the case, and they could have proved that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, you know. Wouldn't that person be like left-handed? If you're going to the right? I don't know. That's what I would say if he's right or left-handed. I think that he would make him left-handed. Right? Or am I saying that wrong? Because if you're facing the same direction, like left, if you're left-handed, right to left, you would think. Oh, it was like a cut up and down. Actually, I don't want to look again. I don't want to know. Say it again. Okay. So the wounds are on the right side of her neck. So I guess it would just be depending if she's facing him or if she's facing away from him. I just assumed she was facing away from him. I'm going to have to get me like a little, I'm going to have to get out my Nancy cardboard cutout because now I want to know. I mean, we surely can't be the only ones that thought of that, right? So the pathologist or the that did the autopsy, Carr said he initially thought a serrated knife was used to cut the girl's necks, but he began to believe during final trial preparation that a box cutter may have been used. Now, right there to me, aren't those two like kind of separate, like kind of, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be it. I mean, it's a box cutter. Who uses that? And don't you guys, I will say this, because my brain, I don't know which way to go on this one. I really don't. I don't know which way to go on this one. But what was I going to say? Oh, but his house was full of knives. Like when they checked it, he had like knives and stuff they found. I mean, we could say, well, he didn't have a knife on him that day, but then why do you have a gun? You know? Or maybe, just maybe, because this could happen. This could be it. He didn't want to, and I don't want to make this sound like bad. I don't want to make this going to sound bad. Okay. He didn't want to ruin one of his knives, if that makes sense to you guys. Just like in the Kansas mom's case, right? Jillian and Veronica, the knife that they used, he kept the knife sheath and all of the accessories, but got rid of the knife, but kept the accessories because he was a cheap ass and wanted to keep, didn't want to have to buy new accessories. He's like, hey, these are good. I'll keep these. I think people think like that. I really do. And I think that's why maybe he used a box cutter from work. I would think he would. But I know that if a box cutter is dull, you're going to have to probably go back and forth with it. And that might make it more serrated. Really? Oh man, Alabama. Let's see. Oh no, they're still up there. The poll is still going. As of right now, it is wow. Yes, 19%, no 48%, don't know 33%. Wow. Wowzers. Okay. Let's see if it changes as our live goes through. We'll read this and we'll see what happens. Libby's body was found naked, prosecutors said, but our kits concluded that there was no DNA evidence showing the girls were essayed. The witnesses recollect Bridge Guy, and I think this did nothing good for the prosecution. I don't know. It just they should have said, "Can you pick out the guy that you saw on the trails that day in court right now?" And they should have had him pointed out, and they didn't. And that's like a big thing. That's like a Perry Mason moment. You know what I mean? Like point at him, like because they want the jury to know, like, yeah, that is who she or he is saying that they saw. As far as I know, no one did that. So Abby and Libby crossed the Monon High Bridge. They saw a man behind them, and Libby started a recording on her phone, McClellan said. The man pulled out a gun and ordered the girls to go down the hill. The girls complied, and then the video on Libby's phone stopped recording. The video clip from Libby's phone of the Bridge Guy was released early in the case as investigators asked the public to help identify him. During Allen's trial, a pair of teenage girls who were on the trail that day shared their recollections of the Bridge Guy with the jury. Riley Voorhees said the man she saw was overdressed for the weather, had on dark clothes, was wearing a hat, and had his hands in his pockets. Well, that looks like that guy there. The prosecution put up a photo of Bridge Guy, and Voorhees said that was the man I had waved at on the trail. Now that's when he should have said, okay, is this guy, Bridge Guy, in this courtroom right now? My nose will stop itching. I swear someone's going to give me money one of these days. It's always like a hair or something blowing. Isn't that what that means? Or your ear? Maybe it's your ear itching. So that's what I would have done. I don't know. Maybe they were too afraid to do that. Maybe they were afraid that she would say, I can't say. I don't know. Brian Wilbur, who was on the trail with Voorhees, testified she had also noticed the man who was overdressed for the warm weather. She said the man was walking with a purpose, didn't respond when Voorhees said hello and gave off weird vibes. Wilbur said that when she saw the picture of the Bridge Guy, the first thing I thought is that is the person I saw on the trail. During cross-examination, the girls were pressed on how their description of the man changed over time. This is going to be the timeline of the crime. And that's the bridge there. A timeline of the crime was revealed through data from Libby's phone, which was recovered from under Abby's body. Libby's phone showed the girls were dropped off. Okay, I have a question actually before we go any further. Do you think, okay, so I think Abby was unalived first and then Libby. I don't know why, I just do. But so do you think that he spent any time with the girls looking for the phone? Like maybe that's why he didn't do any essay or any of like that kind of stuff, because he was too busy probably maybe trying to find that phone. And then after so much time, he was like, I got to get out of here. Because, I mean, if he's walking towards them, he probably did see Libby holding the phone up. But they did say in the court, it looked like she was moving it like up and down. Like, so maybe she was trying to like hide it in a way, like obscure it a little bit. I don't know. Libby's phone showed the girls were dropped off at the trail at about 1:40 p.m. and were near the Monon High Bridge at 2:05 p.m. I wonder what took them so long. Doesn't take that long. Huh. They must have been like just maybe they're messing around, hanging out, taking pictures. At 2:14, Cecil said Libby took the infamous bridge guy video. Phone records noted a change in the longitude, latitude, and elevation at 2:31 p.m., meaning like they were, moving like straight, not straight down, but like at an angle. Meaning Libby's phone was moving by 2:32 p.m. Cecil said the teen's phone stopped and never moved again. Cecil testified that Libby's phone gradually powered down throughout the night, died at 10:32 p.m., and then woke with a spike at 4:33 a.m. Cecil said this is when her phone received 15 to 20 text messages all at once. One of the messages sent nearly 12 hours earlier from Libby's grandmother said, "You need to call me now." Cecil said he did not know the reason for the gap in time. 23 devices were seized from Allen's home, but none of them tied Allen to the girls or the crime scene. Now, is that smart thinking? Or is that I'm an innocent man and I didn't put anything on my computer because there was nothing to put there? Because, I always do love the Google searches. We don't have them here. I hate that we don't have the Google searches. I wish we had like more concrete evidence. No, I do think he is bridge guy. I think the reason why I keep going back and forth so much in my head is because I don't feel the state. I thought that the state was going to bring us a little bit more than what we got, I think. And sometimes you just have to accept that. Because sometimes you don't get DNA and direct evidence, and it is circumstantial. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's what it is. We can't say like, innocent every time, but this case, I mean, it was a lot of bad mistakes. Them sending them off to the correctional institute, the prison. I think that they had good intentions at first with that. They couldn't handle him at Carroll County because he was such a high profile inmate. I think they were afraid he was going to get unalived. Like someone was going to get to him. Like, I think that's why they sent him to the prison, because they're like, okay, it's maximum. He'll have better like health care there too. And they didn't expect him to be in there for 5 years. Usually you're in there for like a year while you're, getting ready to go on trial. So I think that year after year he sat there, it didn't look any better. But they probably after a certain point, I don't know. Maybe they were just like, what do we do? I don't know. I can't say what they should have done. But what they should have done was they probably should have called a higher up and asked them, what do we do with Allen? He's been in here for 5 years. Before the 5 years, like, I don't know. It's very crazy. I mean, and that bullet was cycled through his weapon. And he said no one else had that weapon but him. I mean, he was the only one that had access to that gun. That's Sig Sauer. So it says Allen's mental state at the time of his multiple confessions while in custody became a major focus of the trial. Allen was arrested in the fall of 2022. By spring 2023, his behavior took a turn. Allen's strange behavior in custody included hitting his head on the wall, washing his face in the toilet, refusing food, eating paper, smearing feces in a cell, and putting feces on his face for 2 hours, according to testimony from corrections officers. In the spring of 2023, Allen also began confessing to the murders multiple times to his wife, a psychologist, and to corrections officers, according to testimony. Psychologist Monica Walla testified that in one of Allen's confessions to her, Allen told her he saw the girls on the trail and followed them to the bridge. Allen said he ordered the girls down the hill and intended to assault them, but then he saw something, either a person or a van, and was startled. Allen told her he ordered the girls across the creek, slit their throats, and covered their bodies with branches, according to Walla. Allen also allegedly confessed to multiple jail phone calls to his wife. Yeah, I don't know how he would know some of that stuff, unless he was, the one that actually did it, but we'll see. We'll see. Alan told his wife, Kathy, I did it. I killed Abby and Libby. No, you didn't, she said. Alan replied, yes, I did. Why would you say that? Kathy said, I know you didn't. There's something wrong. Kathy, I don't know if that's what I'd be saying if my husband said that to me. No. Like, why would you say that? I know you didn't. There's something wrong. If that was Vincent, I would say, you son of a... I would be cussing him. I would be... Get me on the phone with a ward and I'm going to tell him myself that this is, to go check this call. Like, I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. But, because, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's literally saying, I did it. And she's like, no, you didn't. And he's like, yeah, I did. I don't know. I would be like, if he was like saying, if I said, no, you didn't do it. And he's like, yeah, I did. Oh, then I'm not going to say, well, no, you didn't. I don't know. Alan spent 13 months. And I don't agree with this, but, and that's, it's insanity. Spent 13 months in solitary confinement, and a neuropsychologist who testified for the defense said that can change an inmate's brain chemistry. That can change anybody's brain chemistry. That can change the most normalist of people, whoever that could be, their brain chemistry. The neuropsychologist said Alan experienced hallucinations. Oh, I bet. Psychosis and suicidal ideation. I was thinking about something. Sorry. One corrections officer, Michael Clemens, testified for the prosecution that Alan told him, I, Richard Matthew Allen, killed Abby and Libby by myself. No one helped me. Clemens said Alan would shout to other inmates, I'm not crazy. I'm only acting like I'm crazy. Well, there's the Google searches. Another corrections officer, Michael Roberts, testified that on April 23rd, 2023, Alan said, I killed Abby and Libby. My wife wasn't involved. I want to confess. Days later, according to Roberts, Alan said, can I talk? Can you listen? I killed Abby and Libby. How do I prove I'm insane? Dr. John Martin, who treats inmates, was called as a state rebuttal witness. Martin said he met Alan in November 2022, shortly after he was arrested. Martin said Alan arrived in the jail with a Prozac prescription because of a history of depression, but Martin said he considered him stable. It wasn't until April 2023 when Alan started showing signs of psychosis, according to the doctor. Martin said he got a call on April 13th to come visit Alan. Martin said he found Alan naked on a mattress covered in feces, and he was told he had been eating it. Martin said he put Alan on an antipsychotic drug. He took it until April 25th to get the medication figured out and for Alan to show signs of improvement. By May 18th, Alan was showing no signs of psychosis, according to Martin. On June 20th, Alan, while still showing no signs of psychosis, told Martin that he wanted to apologize to the families and his victims. Martin testified. Martin said Alan hadn't shown any symptoms of psychosis for several weeks and was under no pressure to say anything. So that doesn't look good on Alan. The prosecution's key evidence is police analysis of Alan's gun, which determined that a .40 caliber unspent round discovered by the girls' bodies was cycled through Alan's Sig Sauer model P226. But a defense witness, Dr. Aaron Warren, called that into question. The defense asked Warren to review the work of Melissa Oberg, the former Indiana police or state police crime lab technician who examined the unspent round found at the scene and compared it to Alan's gun. Warren called it an apples to oranges comparison, saying Oberg compared the initial round, which had been cycled, not fired, to a bullet fired from Alan's gun. Oberg said on the stand earlier that an ejector mark was an ejector mark, regardless of whether a round was cycled or fired. Warren disputed that testimony, saying the lab needed to identify tool marks under the same conditions in which the bullet was found. Jurors had 15 questions for Warren about the testing method on the cartridge, which was notably more questions than most witnesses received from the jury. That's a lot of questions. In closing arguments, defense attorneys Brad Rossi argued his client's innocence, noting how Allen stayed living in Delphi in the years following the crime, even though he had the chance to leave at any point. No, he didn't. Why? No. He wants to leave. His wife's going to ask why. His kid's going to say, why are you uprooting me from school? No, that's not true. That's just not. Rossi reminded the jury that Allen came forward on his own in 2017 to tell police he was on the trail the day of the murders. I wonder if he regrets that. I'd say he does. Rossi and Allen cooperated in his first interrogation in October 2022 and went back for questioning a second time, even though he knew he was likely a suspect at that point. Rossi highlighted that hours of video interviews from 2017 were lost. He also brought up the 13 months Allen spent in solitary confinement, saying all of the state wanted to spotlight was Allen said, not his condition. Rossi argued the Indiana State Police Lab couldn't exclude that the gun belonging to local resident Brad Weber was the one that cycled the round found by the girls' bodies, and he said that Weber changed his story about going straight home on the day of the murders. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't it have to be the same? Wouldn't it have to be the same gun? Like the cycle through round. Those striations only are to that specific gun, to Richard Allen's gun. No other gun can make those striation marks, right? That's how I've always had. I mean, that's how it's always been with a fired bullet. I went to school for this. I should know, but I can't remember this. In the prosecution's closing, McClelland said that the state had to prove Allen is the bridge guy, and he reminded jurors the 2016 black Ford Focus spotted near the trail that day was the only one registered in the county, and it was Allen's. Despite doubts from the defense, McClelland said the state proved the unspent round found between the girl's bodies cycled through Allen's gun, and he said testing was confirmed 3 times by the technician's boss. McClelland also drilled down on Allen's numerous confessions, playing for the jury the phone call confessions Allen made to his wife. McClelland said Allen's confessions were unprovoked, unpressured, of his own free will. And he said Allen was not showing any signs of psychosis at the time of many of his statements. The prosecutor highlighted the fact that Allen mentioned seeing a van at the scene in one of his alleged confessions. McClelland reminded jurors that Weber was believed to be driving his van home from work around the time of the murders. McClelland said that was something only the killer would know. So, did say things, Well, if they're saying that's how, I don't know. I know that, no, the report didn't say that it was fired. It said the striations would be the same if it was fired or if it was just discharged. I'm looking it up. Let's see. It's saying that studies have shown that no 2 firearms, even those of the same make and model, will produce the same unique marks on fired bullets and cartridge cases. I don't think it took my question right. Because I know it's the striations and the markings that they use. I'm glad we're all going through. Judy Rondon. I'll have to look at that. I haven't watched this channel in a little while. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look through that so we can see what it says. And I'm going to skip through some of this stuff I had. So the trial began. So the trial began October the 18th, and it ended, I think the last day, what was it? Thursday, Friday. The jury took it back on Friday, I believe. So if we don't hear, if they're not open, court's not open tomorrow, and it looks like it's a holiday. I mean, like a state holiday. So it doesn't look like they're going to be open. I would assume, it says right here, hold on. It says Monday, right here. Okay, I just found this. So it is going to be tomorrow. Okay, like this is so damn confusing because it is a state holiday. So I'm wondering why they're, I'm going to fix my chair. I'm going to come up a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. This is so weird to me. But it says jury deliberations end will resume Monday, day 20 of Delphi murders trial for suspect Richard Allen. And I'm figuring maybe because they're sequestered. Like they're ready to, like, you know, go home if they can. It's just, I don't know. This is just one for the books. It really is. We went, what? Happened in 2017. We went 2 years. They came out with a second sketch. It had nothing to do with the first sketch. Then we didn't hear nothing for a couple years until they dropped the arrest affidavit. Well, they came out and they said, you know, Doug Carter, today, you know, we arrested the individual, blah, blah, blah. Like cold chills. I mean, I think I was crying. I know a lot of people cried that day. That we were told that they had a suspect in custody. Never did I think we'd be here asking these questions. Like, is it the guy? Are we sure? Thank you, Sandra, for becoming a member. Appreciate that. Welcome on in. Thank you. It's very sweet. It's just so crazy. Okay. What else did I have up here? I had like a ton of stuff to show you guys. We could just keep going over Delphi, though, if you guys want. Let me see what else I have on Delphi. We'll go through this. And then I did have some other stuff to look at for you guys, too, to give you some more updates. Oh yeah, and woo, Diddy got hit with like 120 new essay allegations. Yeah. So Busby, he ain't messing around. That guy ain't messing around. We got to do a live about that too, because I was like, man, what? That was insane to me. 120, and they said I think 25 people were minors. I was like reading about it before I came on earlier. I was wondering what that was earlier. Actually, oh, speaking of which, we have a. Let me unpin this too. After we read this, we'll go over to Brian Kohberger because he had a little trial court date the other day. So by 10 a.m. on Wednesday morning, there was a line of close to 30 lawn chairs on the sidewalk in front of Carroll County Courthouse. Each would be occupied all day and all night by somebody hoping to snag a coveted seat for the closing arguments in Richard Allen's trial in Delphi, Indiana on Thursday. So on Thursday. It's been like this 6 days a week since opening statements kicked off on October 18th, save for the fact that until Wednesday, when sheriff deputies instituted a ban on the chairs on the premises before 7 a.m., the chairs and their occupants, along with the blankets, cushions, and supplies, could be found on the access ramp of the courthouse itself. It is 7 years since February 13th, 2017, when best friends Liberty German and Abigail Williams, 13 and 14, set off on the trail walk from which they would never return. And we know all that stuff. But 63 feet above the creek, that's how high that is. I'm just seeing if there's anything new in here. The courthouses are really nice, though, there in Carroll County. They had paid line sitters, hundreds of dollars. Oh my gosh, what? That's crazy. You could pay me to sit there. What's she smiling about? I mean, really. I wonder what his wife thinks. That's like the Freedom Bridge. So you go over this bridge to get to the Monon High Bridge. Oh, I guess Alan's daughter did testify. I didn't know that. It says she testified that she loved her father and that he had not, as he confessed in prison, molested her, and that she would not lie for him. Says now after 7 years, there's nothing left to do but wait. Well, that's what we've been doing this whole time. So, you know, we'll wait a little longer. Maybe it will be less than, you know. Oh, and his sister testified. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, his wife will probably peace out. Yeah. Yeah. They worked hard, yeah. I would have somebody sit for me too. Actually, I wouldn't, because it's just me. And I know me, and I'd be like, I could do it. I'd like the first night I would, and then the second night I'd be like, no, somebody be sitting out here for me. You think, Suze, you think she'll stay? I think she'll probably want to. They usually do stay for a little while. So maybe she'll stay for a little while and then go. But we've got old Rex Heuermann's wife getting a peacock little, you know, deal. So now she's all like, I'll go to his hearings. You know, all of a sudden she's at the court hearings for him now. I mean, it's just weird. So there isn't a whole lot. I wanted to give you guys an update in this other case that we've been following on the channel, but we haven't had very many updates. So I'm going to give you an update that I do have. So let me pull this up, actually. When does he go to court? Narish. He goes on trial on December the 9th. Narish Bat is who I'm talking about. Mamta Kaffel Bat was a beautiful 20-something that just had a little girl. She was not even a year old, and Narish and her had a arranged type marriage. She comes up missing after being last seen at work on July the 28th. She comes up missing by August, I think 22nd was when they arrested him. they arrested him on the they arrested him for, I can't think of it now for some reason. I can look it up. They arrested him for like hiding of a corpse. I'm trying to think of the right wording for it. So Narish Bat's been back in court. Not a whole lot. They haven't found Mamta yet. They've been looking everywhere, searching for her. Concealment of a body. That's what it was called. That's the charge. I couldn't think of the concealment part. Concealment of a dead body. So there was enough evidence in the house, and I've shown pictures. There was enough, of the red stuff in the home to where they were like, okay, yeah, she did not leave here alive. There was drag marks throughout the house. There in the tub, there was a lot of just liquid sitting there, and it was in the tiles. He had moved the bed on top of it. He tried to clean it up off the carpet and then just moved his bed over top of it. Like that was going to do a damn thing. He has the Google searches. He went and bought cleaning supplies in one town, then he went and discarded stuff into another town. It's just, it's a lot. He's a lot. He went on camera and was like doing interviews, like just be respectful of me. I'm hurting the most. That's what he said. I'm hurting the most. I'm suffering the most. That's what he said. I'm suffering the most here. And that's when we knew Narish Bat wasn't a good person. That's when I knew anyway. I'm like, this guy, I'm the one suffering when they have a little girl that was just getting ready to turn a year old in the house. Not even talking about if want to talk about Mamta. So it says Narish Bat's defense attorney opted to withdraw a scheduled Frank's motion Thursday morning during a brief hearing in Prince County Circuit Court. Senior assistant public defender, I cannot say their name, said it was necessary and appropriate to withdraw the motion due to concessions made on both sides, and that he said it would ultimately work in Bat's favor for trial. Bat 37 was arrested August 22nd in connection with the disappearance of his wife, Mamta Caffel, Bat 28, and charged with concealing her dead body. Mamta Bat's body or remains have not been located, but she is presumed dead. Ben Avraham said he conversed Wednesday with the prosecution, Deputy's Commonwealth Attorney Matthew Sweet, and Senior Assistant Commonwealth's Attorney Sarah Sammy before making the determination to withdraw the motion. Based on the I don't need that, read that, but it was just a Frank's motion. But they do go back to court. He goes back. I'm sure they'll go back before then, but he does go back for trial. Actually, they might not. They probably will, though. He goes on trial December the 9th. So he waived his right to a speedy trial because what he's trying to do is he's trying to get this trial over with, and then they'll have him sitting on time for hiding of a corpse, concealment of a corpse, and he'll be out within jail, that time served, pretty much. I don't even know how much time you get for that. You don't get that much time though, just for concealing one. It's a whole different ball game when you actually unalive the corpse. They can prove that. And I think that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to find Mamta as fast as they can. Yeah, X. Yeah, he was. I'm suffering. Yeah, I'm suffering. I'm the one suffering. Allegedly, Lisa. I like that name. Hello. I say it every time. I love the allegedlys. I feel like she could be in a landfill. Yeah, I do feel like that. I hope not, but I don't think he really had too many other places to put her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he would have had that many other places like thought of. Where are we at? Let's see. The 6-day trial has been set for December 9th. Yeah, okay, I got that right. 9th through 11th and December 16th through the 18th, with an arraignment on December 9th at 9 a.m. and a pretrial conference November 20th. They don't need no time, I guess. Dang. Let's see if there's anything else. They just have the supporters address the media, but they don't say too much because the whole, like, they said that the whole hearing was like 5 minutes long. And the last time they searched, looks like it was Loudoun County. And that's where I think she is. I guess they didn't find her, but I have a feeling that's where she's at. Oh, because I think he bought like cell phone or something from there. Or the knives. That's what it was. The knives. He bought them from Loudoun County. No. I lied to you guys, I think. I'm sorry. There was 2 different counties he was in. So one Walmart he bought the knives. The next day, that's when he bought the cleaning supplies in Loudoun County. And that's when I think he dumped her. I think he dumped her somewhere or did something to her around there. And then he picked up those cleaning supplies to clean up what he had done at the home. That's just what I think. And, oh, wait, we can close our poll. I actually remembered to close the poll. Okay. Do you think RA is guilty? So let's end the poll and then I'll let you know what it says. No, 39%. Don't know, 36%. Yes, 24%. Okay. I was just reading the comments in the chat. You guys always get me. So I think tomorrow we'll do Diddy because like there's a lot to go over with him. Something about his daughter came out with some news. I don't know. I have to look at it, but I want to get the court papers too. And read through them. Like I'll read through them and then I'll give you guys the updates. But it says, yeah, 120 people. Wow. Like, I mean, how? I don't know. What are you going to do about that? Like, he's going to have to be put away for a very, very, very long time. Like, rest of your life. Really? Diddy and Oprah? Probably. I mean, they both got a lot of money. You know, I don't know. I can always look into it. We've dug into so much. I was digging into Brittany Murphy stuff before I even saw other people doing that. I was like, yeah, I did that first. It made me feel pretty good because I don't get to do things very often first. And then we were with his other girlfriend. What's her name? She was in like all the early 2000s movies. I can't think of her name. Not Claire Danes. I can't think of her name. Hey, JC. Did I already say that once? I think I did. I'm going to say hi to you twice. Heck yeah, Carhartt's durable. I used to have a Carhartt jacket way back in the day. Oh my God, our family had matching jackets at one point. Except for my dad. He got like the off-brand one for some reason. I just thought of that. And the one person that needed the Carhartt, like the actual Carhartt brand, was him. And me and my mom were over there rocking it. Like, we didn't need it. She was the server. What the heck? I believe Swifty socks that she was. Because he was dad, yeah. That's what it was, Garrett. Yeah. Now that it just hit me that just hit me too, that like, wait a minute, his wasn't Carhartt. It was, I mean, it was a good jacket, but I can't remember the name of it, but you know, that's what it was. Man, damn him for being sweet every once in a while. No, he was always sweet. He had been loving tonight. The Eagles won. They beat the Cowboys. I mean, sorry, Jamie's Cowboys, if you're still in here. Good dads are the best. Yeah. Yeah, Garrett. They're hard to come by. That's sweet. Yeah, that's what parents do. You know? It like takes you till you're older until you realize it, you know, what your parents actually really do for you. Hey, Brian Paula. You know, like really. And then you're like, damn, you know. Oh, okay. We'll go over this really quick before I get off here because I forgot to talk about it. Brian Kohberger's attorneys are trying to get the death penalty taken off the table. Now, they're saying it's an inhumane way to go. Well, that's not what the state of Idaho says. So I was going to see if the lawyer or the judge made a decision yet, but I was going to read over something for you guys too. But they had like a 4-hour hearing the other day about it. A lot of them just if they're talking about old case laws. 11.7. No. These are just like exhibits they want to file for closed hearing. There's a it was already a closed hearing. Okay. So the New York Post says prosecutors to Brian Kohberger, take your pick between the firing squad or the needle. I mean, you can't if allegedly you can't go around unaliving 4 college students in the middle of the night and expect to not have the harshest of, you know, punishments available for you. That's just my personal opinion, you know. I do like the new judge too. But no one has a name like Judge John Judge. But I kept getting tongue twisted with his name. I'm glad we got it. Lawyers for Brian Kohberger, the man charged with slaughtering 4 University of Idaho students, argued he should not face capital punishment because it's inhumane to leave him in suspense over whether he would die by the needle or a firing squad if he's convicted and sentenced to death. Like, this reminds me, people are being too sensitive. No, this is not like, this is pretty like crazy. I mean, this is like death, but I'm saying in general. People are like, no, we can't do that now because of this reason. No, we can't do that now because of this reason. This is something that's, I mean, unless the whole state's going to abolish the death penalty, then I'm sorry, but the death penalty is going to be on the table. And if they take it off, if that judge took off the DP, do you think that this family, oh my gosh, I think these family members would go nuts. And by these family members, I mean the Gonzalez's, because they are the most vocal. Oh, man. They didn't have a say. Yeah, thank you, Dreamcatcher. Yet they didn't have a say how they died. Exactly. I mean, I think firing squad would be scary as hell. I'm not going to lie about that. But that'd be quick. Needle to the arm. Maybe it wouldn't be as painful. But yeah, they still went out a way worse way. It says, we'll take your pick. Prosecutors responded. Man, Kohberger's a former I don't even like, why do we call him that? Who cares? A former Washington State University criminology student could face the ultimate punishment in his trial for the 2022 slaughter of four students at their off-campus house in a crime that shocked the nation. It shocked the world. Shocked the world. Kohberger's defense argued Thursday that because there is a shortage of lethal injection drugs in the nation, Kohberger could have to face death by firing squad under Idaho law. Well, that's right. That you just answered your own question. It's under Idaho law. Defense lawyer Ann Taylor claimed it would be cruel and unusual punishment to make Kohberger wait years before he learns how he would be executed if found guilty. It's not a realistic option. I think to have him sit on death row and say Idaho's going to figure out how to kill you at some point in the future in a way that isn't cruel and unusual and a violation of rights. No, I think you should have to sit there and you should have to wait until your judgment day and you don't know. And you don't know how it's going to happen or when it's going to happen or who's going to do it. You don't know if it's the guy that brings you your tray every day to eat or the guy that takes you out of your cell to get your rec. Or the guy that, takes you to the showers. That's the beauty of our justice system. They'll never know. Defense lawyer Ann Taylor claimed it would be cruel. Or read that's right. It's not a realistic option. Okay, well then. Prosecutor and Deputy Attorney General Jeffrey Nye slammed the defense team reasoning, noting they can't just ask for the death penalty to be thrown out without pitching its own idea for execution for what would be within the law. You don't get to, at the beginning, short circuit the whole thing and say death is off the table because the current method is unconstitutional. Idaho has had a troubled history with the death penalty and its last execution taking place in 2012 following a nationwide shortage of the rugs. Last year, Governor Brad Little signed a law allowing death by firing squad in case of a rug shortage. However, the state has not yet executed anyone by shooting them. In February, the state sought to execute convicted murderer Thomas Creech, 74, but staff failed to establish the IV line, delaying his death. Oh, that sucks. Now that does suck. Another execution attempt was scheduled for November 17th, but a judge ordered a temporary halt. Judge Stephen Hippler also appeared doubtful over the defense's argument, noting the court found nothing cruel or unusual over Creech's own decades-long wait. Hippler also pointed out that the state could have enough time to find solutions to problems with its execution methods by the time Kohberger faces the death penalty if he's convicted. I'm going to say there could be alternative remedies before we even go to jail or go to trial with how slow this is going. Along with seeking to throw out the death penalty, the defense also called on the court to implement a special phase should his client be found guilty, leaving a jury to decide whether he is eligible for capital punishment. What? Prosecutors also opposed this movement. Yeah, I would too. Latah County prosecutors argued that Kohberger's alleged crime warrants the death penalty due to 4 outstanding factors in the case. The lawyers said that given the multiple victims, the horrific way in which they were massacred, Kohberger's alleged disregard for human life, and the threat that he would allegedly kill again all warrant his death by the state, according to court filings. Taylor also claimed Kohberger was forced to waive his right to a speedy trial given the need to spend time dissecting the case. Don't you? No. Because if he was freaking innocent, you wouldn't need to be dissecting nothing if you had that much evidence that he was innocent. So I'm just going to say he takes long nights to drive around and look at the stars. Don't say he was forced to wait. Don't you dare. No one's forced him to do anything. Obviously, no one can even force him to talk. Nye, however, pointed out that Kohberger willingly chose to waive his right to a speedy trial, with Hippler also doubting Taylor's claim. The prosecutors also slammed the defense argument that the death penalty should be thrown out because the punishment has grown out of favor in most of the U.S. and across the Western world. Well, not in Idaho. Hepler said he would take the arguments under advisement and will rule at a later time. That's the part I don't like, though. I hate when you all be doing that. Well, I'll rule later. No, you'll rule now. Kohberger's pled guilty to 4 counts of first-degree murder and a burglary in the deaths of Madison Mogen, Kayla Gonzalez, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. The trial was moved to Idaho's capital of Boise and is set to begin in August in a highly anticipated case for which the motive has yet to be publicly revealed. I don't even know if he had to have a motive, some motive. I don't know what that motive was. I don't know if it was a person in the home, if it was just something he wanted to do and he picked that home. But I don't know. I don't know. No, maybe he wanted to see if he'd get away with it. I never thought that way when I was going to college for criminal justice. I just want to put that on the table. I never thought, wonder if I could get away with murder. Never thought that way. So something was wrong with him before he went to school for criminology. You know. Oh, there was one more I was going to ask or show you guys, but I don't know if there's anything on it. So we already went over this. Oh, never mind. Okay. I thought it said like he was going to get the penalty, but I was like, oh my gosh, but I'm talking about Elijah Vu. Oh, it's just oh wait, hold on. It's just a video, so it's not like that's it.
In state coverage this morning, the man charged in the death of Elijah Vu will stand trial. Jesse Vang has a relationship with Vu's mother, Katrina Bauer. She's also charged in connection to the toddler's death. Vang is accused of physically abusing Vu with repeated acts causing death. He's also charged with hiding a corpse and obstructing an officer. Now, the defense argues the prosecutors were unable to prove how the toddler died, but the judge still ruled there is enough evidence to move forward with the case. Vang's next court appearance is scheduled for November 18th. That is 10 days out. Katrina Bauer, the boy's mother, is pleading not guilty and is set to return in court in February.
Not till February. Wow. Yeah, the Vu case, Brian Paula, and it's sad. It's sad. It's really sad. Oh, we may do like nightly recaps or something on that one, you know. Thanks, Mary Beth. I appreciate that. What if we were judged on how we feel others should die? I don't know. I would never want to judge anyone. I would never want to be the person to be the judge and the jury and the executioner. But if somebody does something this horrific, then I don't know. I believe that, I mean, you know, we are barbaric. We are. I seen a picture of a sister and she told grandma she doesn't have her, something like that. Oh. What? Talk about what, Ashley? I don't know what you mean. What case are you talking about? Feel about got the blanks filled in. Courts do take a while. Oh yeah. Yeah, he put out a questionnaire about how would you feel if you committed like the perfect crime, or whenever you do commit a crime, how does it feel? It was like criminals and stuff. Yeah. Garrett, no, nothing other than what we went over on our live earlier today on the other channel, and yeah. And they're saying that there's new clues, and there's not. They're telling the New York Post that there's not been any new clues. Their new clues are Facebook anonymous posts. Like, oh my gosh. So just the visual yesterday. Yeah. Let's go over to, we'll go over to Twitter real quick, or X. I always say Twitter. If I could just get it right, it would save me a lot of writing. Okay, let's see. I was just looking to see if there was anything else that we needed to talk about. I don't think. Let me know if you guys can think of anything. I'm looking to see if wow. People are so crazy. Okay. Yeah, Carl, you're absolutely right. I was just reading that. I was reading from over here though. I was trying to see if there was anything on X, but I didn't see anything on here. Okay. Alrighty. Well, what do you guys think? Do you think we'll have do you think we'll have a verdict tomorrow in the Delphi case? I think we will. I think we will. I think that they'll get their questions answered. Whatever questions that they do have, they'll get those questions answered. I'm sure they want to go home. They're sequestered. They can't use the internet. They can't do nothing. That doesn't sound like fun. Doesn't sound like fun at all. I would be over it at this point. You know what I mean? I would be over it at this point. But look at that dog. These dogs look like they're fake half the time. This dog's over here with their head hanging off the bed. That one back here is just in a little burrito. But thank you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate it. We'll go over, I'm trying to think. We'll go over Diddy tomorrow. We'll go over some more stuff too, maybe. Squeaky. Oh, K-19 was at the vigil. Ooh. Wonder how much someone said that you got to pay tickets, so. Yeah, there were some people that weren't there. I'm surprised Betty didn't talk at the vigil. To be truthfully honest. Apparently, Nancy's kids, maybe their birthday was today. It says something about them on there. Nancy Grace. Did they ever find the monkeys? That escaped. They said, we out. We ain't getting worked on no more. Have they collected all the monkeys yet? I hope they don't find the monkeys. And I hope them little monkeys make themselves a little colony no one knows about. They haven't. They found one. I hope they don't die, but I think, I don't know. Some monkeys are smart, though. Them monkeys are probably sat up in someone's home right now, kicked back, relaxed, eating some popcorn. I hope so anyway. But I hope they do find them all. I don't want them to be like out there on their own. Oh, they have found 25. Damn, how many were gone? That's a lot of monkeys. That's a lot of monkeys. Monkeys they make me nervous. They make me nervous. 43 were gone and you would think they would stay kind of close, but I guess not. They were like, we're out of here. Like, okay, monkeys. Shit. Well, I appreciate you guys all being here tonight. I do. I really do. I usually go over to the YouTubes to see who's over there, but I forgot to do that tonight. But everything on my thing looks like it's from forever ago. Because I was looking at old videos. So, anyway, thank you guys for being here tonight. I do appreciate you guys. If you want to join our channel membership, I will put the link in the chat. It is also pinned up at the top. We'd love to have you. Don't forget to hit the like button, or spiders will crawl on you tonight. I don't know. You know, there's like those things, those like weird YouTube channels say that. It'll happen if you don't hit the like. Now, hit the like button if you guys don't mind. Hit the subscribe button. We're getting closer to that next number, I think. So, thank you guys for, giving this channel so much love and giving the channel, Unfiltered with Tanya so much love as well. I do appreciate you guys coming over there and hanging out and coming over here and hanging out. So, thank you guys. I do appreciate you. I will see you guys all tomorrow. It may be during the day. I'm not sure, but I will be back always, during the night time stream, 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I may go live tomorrow during the day as well. So just keep your eye out for that. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.